The Sarasota man convicted of killing two British tourists in 2011 is appealing his sentence. The conviction would likely stand, but his hope is the sentence would be reduced. SNN's John Woodruff joining us now here with the arguments the defense thinks could allow Shawn Tyson another day in court, and we should mention this is a Suncoast exclusive.
Yes, it is. Mike made the long trip up to Lakeland today to bring you this, and Tyson was convicted of shooting James Cooper and James Couzaris, and he was sentenced to life without parole for that. But his defense attorney wants that changed because of the way the prosecution handled the trial and a U.S. Supreme Court ruling.
Shawn Tyson is sitting in a jail cell, awaiting the results of his appeal hearing. Attorney Terrence Kehoe argues during his trial, the prosecution misled the jury and used improper evidence.
The attempt here is to somehow tar Mr. Tyson as a one-man crime wave in Sarasota over the last 4 or 5 years.
In 2012, Tyson was convicted of killing James Cooper and James Couzaris. Kehoe says testimony from an unrelated shooting on April 7th became a key feature of the trial.
Putting aside all the fiction about the reasons why they want this evidence in, they want these people to think that he's a bad dude with a gun shooting at people.
Their relevance is not just to the April 7th event, but to what happened the day of the crime, hours and minutes before the crime, following the murders, and the day after. We have no gun. We have no witnesses who actually saw the gun in Mr. Tyson's hand. And so what the state has had to do to address these murders is to forge links in a chain.
Assistant Attorney General Cerise Taylor says during the initial trial, the jury wasn't misled, only given 2 strong reasons to convict Tyson.
Whether you believe it is premeditation, whether you believe it is a felony murder, both of those things occurred.
In the case of Miller versus the state of Alabama, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that in a juvenile case, such as Tyson's, a mandatory sentence of life without parole is unconstitutional. So a resentencing is likely, and the defense wants to see this go one step further.
We would ask you to not only vacate his sentence, because that's clearly illegal, but we would ask you to vacate his convictions and remand this case back for a new trial.
Now, the panel of judges will discuss the arguments made in court today and will decide within the next few weeks if Tyson will be coming back to the circuit court in Sarasota.
All right, talking about a panel of judges, 3 on that panel. Does it need to be unanimous or a majority?
It's a majority. It'll be 2-1 rule, and they can either choose to overturn that and go to a new trial altogether, uphold that trial but resentence him, or just keep it as it stands as is.
So a lot of options there. All right, John, thanks.